Okay, so I'm just getting ready here, and I'm going to find the video so I can follow it. Oh gosh, hello everybody. I see Bobby and Heidi and Kristen and Di. Yeah, I wanted to get a little early because I want to like talk to you guys a little bit and explain everything, and then I got to kind of have to reset and start in because I'm actually recording this as my very first podcast. And so I want to like get all the chit chat and all that stuff that we always do together first, and then move into actually like announcing the podcast and everything. So that's why I got on here a little early and let people get on. And I see Karen and Colleen. And just so you guys know, like this is not going to be like a really long video. It's going to kind of cover the essentials of spirit animals, and then we're going to do a short meditation for if you do not already know what your totem animal is and want to know. And if you already do know your totem animal, then you can definitely like go ahead and do the meditation and see what animal is coming through for you right now, because they do different things at different times. And let's see. Okay, gosh, we got a lot of people on already. So yeah, I'm gonna like try to keep my podcast like not super long, but next week, I don't know if you guys have seen, but we're doing, so I have this beautiful friend from like, she's from New York. She's a Native American, and she's a Heyoka empath, and she's really amazing. And she's going to be the guest next week for the podcast. We're going to be talking about empathy, and she has like some amazing stories to share about how quirky that we are, each as empaths, and that we each have our own little like weirdnesses, and that we can embrace them and share them, like, right, feel safe to share them. So yes, Kristen, there'll be a replay. The replay will be on here, and then I'll have it on my YouTube channel, and then I'll post the podcast link too. In case anybody just wants to like do it that way. So let's see. Yep, sure does, Di. Okay, so we are at 2:01. I think that we're gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna start in, because I'm gonna have to cut out all this chit chat before. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start in, you guys. It's gonna look a little weird, but I just have to do this for the sake of the podcast. So, okay, welcome to Galactic Guidance with Nellie Mack, and this is my very first podcast, and I'm super excited to talk about spirit animals and how we can work with them, what they are, and then we're going to do a meditation afterwards so that you can meet your spirit animal if you've not already done so. So, first of all, and I am recording this as a live video, a live event on my Facebook page. So you might hear me like chit-chatting with people. I definitely always encourage people on my lives to share stories and to talk about things that are coming through for them. And so I might like be picking up and sharing information that like someone is telling me about their spirit animal and things like that. So let's just get right into this. So in certain spiritual traditions or cultures, a spirit animal refers to a spirit which helps guide or protect a person on their journey. And we also like share those characteristics and the energy that the spirit animal embodies. Some people say that we do not get to choose our spirit animal or our totem animal, the one that is always with us. I tend to believe that before we come to Earth, we make that contract with that spirit animal, because we do share so many traits, spiritual and physical traits and things like that. So I do believe that we make that contract before we come here so that we can embody that fully with, the 3D reality that we're taking on. And I have not heard a lot of different things, like I've not researched it about what a spirit animal actually is in its essence. I tend to think that the spirit animals are the spiritual essence of that specific animal that resides in the spirit realm and comes to us. So is kind of like when we work with etheric crystals. We're working with the living essence crystal that is in the etheric realm that matches the frequencies of the ones here in Earth. It's like we're tapping into that main animal energy in the spirit realm, and that is what is coming through for us. I hope that makes sense. That's just kind of how I feel. That's how I view it myself. So we have a couple different kinds of spirit animals. There are totem animals, which are the ones that we choose before we come. They're with us from birth. Some indigenous people, I guess like their totem animal comes down through the family, different things like that. They're the animal that we mirror. That's what I was saying. We embody their energy, we share their energy, and they will always be with us. Like they don't leave us. Like they're kind of like the equivalent to our guardian angel, right? That one being on the other side that never leaves us and always protects us. But we have many animals that are coming and going for specific cycles and times, and they're here to teach us a specific lesson or to help us release something specific or to lend their energy to like an endeavor or a project or to help us to get through like a hard time. So when we actually connect with these animals and know them and see them and feel them and find out the lessons that they're here to teach us, then we're actually like creating a bond that's allowing the spirit animal to offer healing or medicine in the form of guidance, protection, power, and wisdom. So it becomes a very beautiful give and take relationship. And like we can gain a lot of help and guidance when we connect in with the spirit animal realm. So some ways that this can happen is, let's say maybe you're going through life and you're driving down the road and you keep seeing a raccoon. Always a raccoon running in front of you in the road. Or always pigeons everywhere you go. Or you're scrolling through Facebook or looking through movies to watch and there's one about tigers. Over and over and over again, you keep seeing tigers. These can be some of the ways that like the animal spirit realm is connecting and trying to get your attention. So when you like start seeing this same animal over and over again, that's kind of your cue to check in. We also like, there's lots of times that I get like spirit animals showing up in my dreams. It can be like super weird. Like one time I had this dream about a kingfisher. I did not even know really what a kingfisher was, but I very clearly remember this bird and I kept hearing kingfisher. So I actually Googled it and I found out what that animal was coming through and teaching me, and it was very applicable, very necessary for me at that time in my life. So make sure that you're seeing, hearing, and getting the messages. Let's see. So like any other gift, we all know that the more we tune in and we get the message, the more and more it's going to happen. It becomes more of like synchronicities, and they keep happening over and over and over the more we tap in. So that's why it's super important to pay attention to the spirit animals and what they're trying to tell us and acting on it. So what I do a lot is I see or hear something about an animal and it kind of pops out to me. Then I go and I Google it. There's a couple really cool websites that are just about spirit animals. They're super amazing. And you're able to gain like a lot of information on how to work with them. So just, like putting a little bit of effort into noticing and learning can go a really long way. So some other things are like, say, as an energy healer, when I'm working with other people's energy, oftentimes an animal shows up when I'm working with their energy. And sometimes it's like with a specific message, like I hear a specific message. Sometimes it's just passing by. And so like just the other day, I was working with a client and like this alligator came, literally just like grabbed this person in his mouth, like not in a bad way. It was very much, and the alligator was like, we're going on a journey, like right now, let's go. And so I literally like told my client, you need to Google spirit animal, and this is his message, like, it's boom, it's time, we're journeying together, and this is what their journey is about. So Google is absolutely perfect. I know that there's some books out there that you can get on spirit animals. Let's see, I'm seeing here someone's talking about rabbits, they see them in person, and kittens in the dreams. Um, let's see. Yeah, Nita, definitely look that up because I had a dream about a black dog a while ago, and I actually Googled what it means to have the dream about a black dog, and it's super interesting. So like when you're seeing a spirit animal, if you see like specific other things that make sense, definitely like Google what does it mean to have a dream about that specific thing, because then there's people who are very intuitive about dreams and they write information about that. So it makes it super simple for you to go and get like a really good interpretation. So, so I guess kind of what I want everybody to take from this is that you should never underestimate the power of spirit animals and what they can bring through to us. They can be a very powerful ally in our everyday spiritual life and as a healer, using them in your healing. Like I love like sending spirit animal healing through my spirit animal codes, and lately I've been experimenting sending those codes through Reiki, and it's beautiful way to get that energy for people into the energy body, and it's super simple. And okay, so Lorraine's is the turtle and the owl. I love both of those. Been seeing both of those a lot lately. They've been coming through for me. So let's see. Whew. Okay, so I think just making this like a simple daily practice, recognizing what's going on, that it can help you to gain a lot of insight about your spiritual life and your personal life. And we're also going to get ready to do just a really simple meditation here. It's only going to take like 5 minutes, and it's going to help you. Like, you can go to a healer and find out, like some healers, I know especially like shamans, can help you find out what your totem animal is. Mine was actually shown to me one day as I was very early on in my awakening, and I was just laying there resting, and like this beautiful black and white tiger just like showed up in my vision, and I was like talking to my mentor, and I'm like, what the heck is that about? She's like, well, that's your totem, that's your spirit animal. And so I went and looked it up, and I was amazed at how much I actually identify with the tiger. And like even just lately, like my guides are like, you need to work with that energy again, you got to pull that in. So, and I actually had a friend make a little clay figure. She's like very she's very creative, and she does clay, and she made my spirit animal, and I keep it on my altar. So you could buy a figurine, or you could print off a picture and put those on your altar. Those are great ways to like call in that energy. And I see excuse me, Kay is asking, how do we find out our spirit animal? And we are going to work on that right now. So if you already know what your totem or your main spirit animal is, then as we're doing this meditation, you can set a couple different intentions. You can make it your intention that you meet your actual totem, your like guardian angel spirit animal. Or if you already know what that one is, then you can just tune in and find out what animal or animals are around you right now for a lesson or for guidance. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do this short meditation, and then we will be done. So I just want you to go ahead and get comfortable, however you, laying down, sitting, standing, it's whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, it's totally fine. And like I said, there's going to be a replay. This will be posted in a couple different places if you want to come back and do the meditation. We're just going to breathe. We are going to be moving into some very high spirit realm with this specific one. So I want you all to just go ahead and continue with your deep breathing. And I want you to imagine that there's a tree in front of you. I want you to walk towards the tree. I want you to put your arms around it. I want you to allow your body to merge into the tree and become one with the tree. You are now inside of this pulsating, beautiful golden sap energy of this tree. And like when I go into this sacred place, I see like my whole heart chakra like clear out with this beautiful yellow energy, and my feet turn into the roots of the tree, and my arms become the branches. And whatever of that resonates with you, whatever you see, feel, or intend, just allow yourself to be grounded into Gaia through the roots, and your body cleared by this beautiful life force sap of the tree, and you are protected in this sacred container of the tree. So we are now grounded, cleared, and protected. Now I want you to just bring your awareness to just like you're just standing somewhere on the earth, outside. And I want you to allow your body to just be lifted off the ground and just moving higher and higher up through the sky, all the way out, passing the clouds, moving higher and higher until you have literally left the atmosphere of Earth. And you feel yourself floating in the expanse of space, in that beautiful, dark, creative energy of the universe. And we ask to just be taken and placed where the spirit animals reside. Now that we've arrived in this sacred place, I want you to go ahead and just stand there, or see yourself sitting down, cross-legged, whatever it is. And because I want you to actually just like be able to put your awareness out there, like put your feelings and your senses out there. And I want you to start noticing by your sight, your hearing, or your feelings, an animal that is approaching you. Now this can be in full color, or it can just be an outline of light. And it's okay if you don't see or hear or feel anything at this point. You can come back and do the meditation again. But if you are able to see, hear, or feel, just go ahead and bring your awareness to this animal and notice the colors. And just allow it to just like settle in front of you as though you're going to sit down and have a talk. And ask it if it has any messages for you. I also feel like some healing going on here as we're in this spirit animal realm and connecting with them. There's already a beautiful exchange of healing. And you can do this simple meditation anytime to connect with your specific spirit animal, or find out what other ones are coming through, or like I'm even hearing, to go there to experience healing. So going there and connecting with the animal that is there, and that exchange of energy in this spirit realm is very powerful. So we're just gonna breathe a couple more times. And when you're ready, just go ahead and say goodbye to the spirit animal that's with you, or animals. And just allow your body to go ahead and drop down out of the vast expanse of space back into the atmosphere of Earth. All the way back through the clouds, all the way down until you feel the earth under your feet again. And when you're ready, just go ahead and bring your awareness back to the here and now and open your eyes. And I'm going to go ahead and finish up the podcast now. Anybody who's been on the live and you want to share what you saw, we'll get to that in just a second. But for those listening to the podcast, you can always find out more about me at my website, www.sapphirestarcodes.com. You can also find my Facebook page. I have a group and a page on Facebook called Sapphire Star Codes. And I would love to hear from you guys, and definitely reach out to me if you want to talk more about spirit animals or any experiences that you've had. So thanks for listening to my very first podcast. Bye-bye. Okay, so y'all here who are on my live, if you want to share how that went for you, what you saw, anything like that, I am definitely interested in hearing. And I'm going to watch what you guys are saying here because I've got my computer up. Oh, Sharon, you met your dog. That's amazing. So he's definitely around you. That's beautiful. Oh, Di, you're so funny. Always. Rabbits in your lap, tiger, deer, magpies on shoulders, macaws flying around, hedgehog in front of me, elephants trumpeting behind me. You've got quite a menagerie there, right? So now you just got to go and Google each one of those and find out exactly what they're here to tell you, right? Yeah. Very peaceful. Oh, good. Very good. So did anybody actually go into it with the intention of meeting their totem animal? And if so, what happened? Because I think that would be super interesting. It's the really interesting thing is, one day my daughter told me that I needed a gray cat, and we weren't looking for another cat. Now this was I already knew that my spirit animal, my totem animal, was a tiger, and was never really interested in gray cats. I always liked black and white cats, that kind of stuff. So we went to the pound because they were having free kitten day, and we were looking at all these beautiful kittens. There was this ragdoll mama cat who had all these kittens, and they were all different colors. And so then my daughter, she's like, Mama, you've just got to hold this little cat. He's just so sweet. And here he was, this scroungy little gray tiger, and some of his hair was missing. He had had a horrible life up until that point, and he was the last of his litter left. And she handed him to me, and I put him on my shoulder, and he just started purring as loud as you've ever heard a kitten purr. And that in that instant, him and I connected, our hearts connected, and that cat and I are like this. I mean, he is just I know that he's my spirit animal in the flesh as a tiger cat, and he's here to help me learn a lot of things and to help me process a lot of things and a lot of support. So sometimes I feel we get that kind of that actual connection in the 3D with at least a form of the spirit animal. Let's see, Di's always been animal oriented, probably a fox somewhere in that lot as well. And Karen feels like hers was horse. Well, I'm not surprised, Karen. And I bet you if you went and Googled horse spirit animal, you would totally resonate with that. So what's really cool is when you go and you find out what your totem animal is and you go and you read about it, you learn so much about yourself by learning about that animal. You understand yourself better, and you understand how you can maybe like help some of your weaknesses, and then some of your, you know, what your strengths are and things like that. So it's pretty cool. So, okay, well, I think I'll make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, okay, so yeah, I did mention that hers was magpies up farther. And Happy New Year, Liz. And Happy New Year, Svava. Colleen, that's amazing. I love working with panther energy, which I think is probably a lot like the black puma. And tigers, yeah. Yeah. I just think cats are so, I don't know. Cats are just so nice, and they just kind of help you feel, you either feel rejected or really loved. It just depends on how their mood is at the time, but so, okay, well, I think that I'm going to go ahead and sign off, and I'll get this processed and put up for anybody who wants to watch the replay. You guys come back and do like the meditation as often as you want, or if you kind of remember it, just do it. It's definitely not something you can do too much. You can always tune in and find out what's around you to just kind of help you get some guidance and things like that. So, so Sherry, yours was a wolf. Wolves are pretty amazing too. Yes, I did, Colleen. So like I was actually reading somewhere that like some of the Olympic teams have like machines that purr, right, at the same vibration and frequency as the cats, which I think is really cool. And so like every morning, since we put my cat on a diet because he's so chunky, he'll come in really early in the morning, and he'll lay on my husband or I. It doesn't matter. He just lays on one of us, and he purrs non-stop for a couple hours, literally until we wake up and go out and get him his food. So definitely I do feel like they are healing us, right? And helping us to process. I know cats help us remove like negative energy. They're also great at clearing negative entities from houses and things like that. So definitely. Okay, well, I am going to sign off. Thank you guys for showing up and being a part of this, and definitely check in next week if you're an empath and you want to maybe learn some ways of coping, or just want to hear some neat stories of some other empaths, and maybe help us to each understand that we're all quirky and we have our own empathic strangenesses, and that it's totally okay, and that we can like totally accept those parts of ourselves. You guys will not be disappointed. I love Noelle, and she's amazing, and she's beautiful, and it's going to be a great time. So also, any of you, if you're ever interested in doing as a guest speaker on my podcast, hit me up, send me a message, tell me what you'd like to talk about, what is something that you're knowledgeable on, or healing that you do, things like that, because I'll always be looking for guests. Can't have too many of those, and just want to branch out and just share as much information with people as we can. So I'm gonna get off here, but you guys have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you guys later.